Hello, Taurus. I'm Claude Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is your January 2020 reading. If you'd like a private reading with me, Taurus, then there's a link up there to book in for one of those. They're 3 pages long, and I get them out within 24 hours of you booking them. Now, you'll see at time of booking, there's some check boxes there. You can decide what you want your reading to be about, and so there's different areas of your life you can choose. And there's also some upgrades that you can apply too. So if you've been thinking about getting an energy healing with me, then you can actually add it on to your order at time of booking, and it's cheaper. You get some discounts there. So check that out too. Right, let's get into it. Taurus, what have you got going on in January 2020? Happy New Year, Taurus. Weight and transformation. I'm feeling like you are excited for the changes coming ahead. You can feel it coming. Like that song, I feel it coming. Baby. You're waiting for this transformation to start, but you can feel it coming. And if that's not you, Taurus, if you're kind of waiting for things to transform and you're not feeling that excitement of it about to happen, that's the state that you need to get in, because it is going to happen for you, Taurus. And so you are waiting for the transformation in January, but it is going to happen. You've got to get yourself prepared and ready and expecting that transformation to happen. So the transformation, this could be you're working on your business and you're ready for it to go big, or you are ready for a promotion at work, you're ready to do that, or to shift jobs, or the transformation could be in relationships, like you're ready for that big soulmate relationship now, or a transformation in lifestyle or location, anything like that. It's like a big change, a big transformation of your life that you are expecting in 2020. It's going to happen, but maybe not in January. January is getting prepared for it and waiting for that transformation, getting prepared internally for it so that you're excited and you can feel it coming, because that's when it's going to come. Right? So it's about doing that internal work to get yourself ready for that big transformation in January, because we've got an amazing things coming. We've got big things coming to us. I've just been spending the last few days doing a lot of 2020 year ahead readings for people, private ones. They're amazing. If you can book in for one of those, if you want one, there's a link up there to book in. I'm still doing those, but they've been like 9 to 12 pages long, so going into a lot of detail month by month, but for what you expect, what can you expect from 2020, and guidance along the way too for each month. But there's been a theme, and it's been like that massive change, massive external change is going to happen. So 2019 was more a year of preparing ourselves internally, like not a lot of external change, but big internal change. You'll look back at yourself like a year ago and see just how much you changed. Maybe changes in the way you feel. Maybe you're feeling much better about yourself. You're believing in yourself more. Maybe you're more positive. You just feel better. Maybe your health has changed, like mine. Wow, my body's changed so much this year. Yeah, I'm a business too. I've had so much transformation. So I have had external stuff going on, but it's more about the way that I feel inside. And I'm sure that a lot of external stuff is going to happen in 2020. So time to get on with your life path, Taurus. Time to get on with the changes, like big changes that you want in your life, because they are going to happen in 2020. What else have you got going on in January 2020? You've got healing and listen. This is about, sometimes your body cries out for the healing that it needs. So if you haven't been listening to your intuition, if you haven't been listening to what your mind keeps on saying, like address this problem, you keep on pushing those feelings down and ignoring it, eventually it doesn't just come out in signs around you and in your mind, popping up in your mind. It manifests into something in your body, so that you will listen to it. It's like a sickness or something like that. It manifests. It's like the universe constantly trying to get through to you. Like, you can't ignore this one because now it's a health problem. And so this is about really listening to that too. So if you do have health problems, there is a reason behind it. There is a reason that you've got this health problem. It's the universe trying to tell you something. So maybe, Taurus, maybe it's time to get an energy healing with me, because my energy healing is not just like Reiki or something like that. There's an energy healing aspect to it, but it's a reading too. And so going into your symptoms and what's behind that, the spiritual reasons, the emotional reasons, the patterns that are actually behind that, why it's manifested, so that you can do that real conscious healing work. So it's not just a temporary fix with some energy healing, but there's energy healing on it too, added to it too. to help you with that. So January, it's time to actually listen. And so if it's already manifested into a health problem, definitely listen to that, get some help and sort that out, the underlying thing that's behind it. If it hasn't gone that far, if it's just like signs around you or a feeling within you, you've got to start listening to that, really noticing the signs now of what it is that you need to heal in your life. Now, this could be patterns, you know. There's all kinds of things that we need to heal. You'll know what's hurting you most in your life, what patterns are hurting you most, and it's time. January is time to heal that. Heal that ready so that you can be ready for this big transformation. And so maybe that's what you're waiting for. Maybe that's why it's not happening, these big transformations that you know you're ready to happen, because you've got something to heal first and you actually need to sort that out in January. So get going with that, because that's going to make all the difference to the rest of your 2020 as to how much you can achieve in 2020, how much change, those changes you've been waiting for, Taurus, it's going to underpin it. It's like the foundations. You need firm foundations, especially for big change. It's like if you're building a big building, you need to lay really deep foundations, really secure foundations. And those for you, Taurus, it's you. It's how you feel about yourself. It's your heart. It's your patterns in your life. It's getting yourself healed so that you're ready for this external stuff, because that's the firm foundations. So you're setting the foundations in January. What about your love life, Taurus? You've got understanding and wake up. Right, Taurus. So if you're a single Taurus or a dating Taurus, or even in a relationship, in fact, and you find that you've been going through the same kind of lessons over and over again, you keep on meeting the same kind of people or the same kind of problems within relationships, this is a wake-up call. This is your wake-up call. You need to understand it now. And understand it, you're not a victim to it, you're actually creating it. There's always a way. You're never a victim. You're always creating it in a way. Now, for example, I used to attract abusers. I used to get into relationships with abusers, and until I realized my side in that. And my side in that was being in this victimhood energy. I was very open to being a victim. I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't retaliate. I didn't say no firmly. I didn't, like, if someone were to assault me, like grabbing me in a personal place, I wouldn't fight back. Now I do. Now I slap them or I kick them or something. Now I fight back. Now I've got really strong boundaries, and I'm a victim no more. And so there's always a way. And so, you might have heard me just say, like, there's always a way that you're creating it. You're never a victim to something. And I felt it in the energy when I said that. That's why I paused, because I felt the people watching this say, no, like, that did happen to me. Yes, it did happen to you. Someone else did it to you, but you actually let it in. And so sometimes it's just that. It's just that you allowed it to go on instead of retaliating, being strong. And so that was about empowerment for me. So in the same way, whatever it is for you, I don't know, it might be abuse, it might be something completely different. Whatever has been going on in your relationships, January 2020 is the time to wake up to that and to see your part in it too, and to heal that, to change that part. It might not just be healing, it might just be a new way of focusing, or a new, like, as I said, like this empowered approach of fighting back and not letting it happen anymore. So it's for you to understand and wake up to that patterns that you've had going on in your relationships, in your love relationships or romantic relationships. And of course, there might be echoes in other relationships too. You might have similar things going on with colleagues, with bosses, with clients, with friends, with family. All likelihood is that you've got it going on in other places too, but you're probably feeling it more keenly in romantic relationships, because those are the ones we let in, right? And so they can hurt us more than other people. Taurus, what else you got going on in your love life, January 2020? Accept what is and communication, right? This is about not fighting. So once you've woken up to something, maybe you're in a relationship and you're noticing the holes in it, the dysfunctional patterns in it. And this is like, don't fight them on it. Don't try and change them on it. Don't try and fix them on it. Accept them for who they are. You're waking up to it, you're communicating it, and you're walking away, that kind of thing. So like, if, from my example before, if you're in a relationship with an abuser, you've realized that now, you've realized your part in it, you're standing up to them. It's not to try and change them into someone else. You can't do that. An abuser is going to remain an abuser. Like, I don't think I don't think I think abusers have not got what it takes to heal themselves in this lifetime. I think victims do, though. Victims are like one step ahead, and they do have what it takes to heal themselves in this lifetime. So this is about when you realize what those relationship problems are, whether in the relationship you've got at the moment or past relationships. This is not about like contacting your past relationships and saying this is what you did wrong or whatever. It's not trying to change them. It's accepting what is. Accepting you had that pattern, that happened, or it is happening now. Communicate that and move on from it. Let it go. Because you don't want to take these relationship patterns onwards into 2020. You want to let them go. And for it to be completed fully, it's not just about changing your patterns. It's not just about healing it. You've actually got to forgive, accept the past and forgive it. Accept people as they are. You can't change them into what you want them to be. You can go out there and find someone that already is what you want them to be. Yeah. With these new patterns that you've got. So your love life is changing in 2020. Not necessarily in January, but you're starting those changes off by realizing that stuff within yourself. Taurus. Taurus, what have you got going on in your work in January 2020? You've got respect and I am love. Ooh, you're getting appreciation, respect from people in your work. This is a welcome change, I'm hearing, for some of you Tauruses. Maybe you've not been feeling very appreciated or very respected within your work, whether you've got your own business, whether you're in a job. It might be that your boss and your colleagues haven't been appreciating you so much, or your customers haven't been appreciating you so much. That is all changing in January. You're going to receive the love. You're going to be loved for your work and respected for your work on a much higher level in January. So you've got that to look forward to. And the foundations for that, you've been laying those foundations. You've been respecting yourself more in your work. Maybe you've decided that there's some things that you don't want to do, and you're some things that you do want to do, and in that way you've been respecting yourself more. If you've not been doing that yet, Taurus, maybe it's time to do that. Maybe it's time to respect yourself more, decide what it is that you want to do in your work, what you don't want to do in your work, kind of refining it. It's those little tweaks, so that it's serving you more, so that you're respecting yourself more. Because of course, if you're respecting yourself, if you're getting a lot from your work, if it's not harming you, you're going to be able to expand it. You're going to be able to do more. But if it's harming you, the universe isn't going to let you grow it. It's not going to let you expand it. If you're harming yourself, if you're wearing yourself out, if you're not getting sleep because you're stressed out because of your work, if you've got too much on your plate, anything like that, if you're staring at a computer screen for too long without taking breaks, anything like that is going to curtail your growth. It's going to stop you from getting that promotion. It's going to stop you from getting new customers. It's going to stop your profit from growing, because the universe doesn't want you to harm yourself. So the expansion that you want in your work, Taurus, is going to come through respecting yourself more. And I'm feeling for a lot of you, you are actually receiving that respect back and that appreciation back and that love back for your work, Taurus. So enjoy that appreciation that's coming back to you. That's awesome. Oh, there's a rat trap. One of the staff has got a rat trap there. I've never seen rats around here. Maybe that's why. Maybe they've got really good rat traps. What else is going on in your work? January 2020, Taurus? Yes. Okay, what I was just talking about. I just talked about it. I'm always doing that. I'm always talking, like going off on a tangent, and then the next card's out or what I've just been talking about. This is about making changes within your work so that you are loving yourself more. So, as I just said, if you're losing sleep because of your work, you need to make changes. You need to make those changes. Take that risk so that your work is loving yourself, so that you're not harming yourself at all in your work. It is possible. And it might feel risky, It's like maybe that change that you need is to take on less work, to go to your boss and say, look, this is too much, I need less, so that I don't get eye strain, so that I'm sleeping properly. Or maybe it's risky to go up to your boss and say, look, all this pressure you're putting on me and criticizing me all the time, that's stressing me out, it's causing me problems. I can't do this anymore. It's that risky kind of stuff. You've got to stand up for yourself and be self-loving in your work. If it's in your own business, maybe you're just wearing yourself out, expecting too much for yourself. Maybe it's time to turn around and say to your customers, sorry, I can't keep on doing this, responding to your emails. Like, if you want me to help you then you need to book in for a session and help. That kind of thing. It's like you've got a boundary, and it feels risky when you take it, but it's actually going to allow the expansion that you want in your work, Taurus. It's going to allow you to expand. So, like I was just saying, the universe isn't going to let you expand. It's not going to let you earn more money. It's not going to let your business grow. It's not going to let you have that promotion if you are harming yourself in your work. You need to be the one that takes the lead in that, to change your work, so make the changes within your work so that it isn't harming you anymore, so it's actually self-loving to you. And there's this, you it can, that's many levels. There's always a new level to get to. And so if you think that you've already made those changes, there are more changes to make. In that there are always more changes. You can always make your work more loving to you. And so have that focus in January. Take those risks, because it's going to make all the difference in those changes that you want, those big changes that you want in 2020. It's going to come through this kind of tweaking in January. So there you go. Taurus, what about your money in January 2020? Surrender one step at a time. Now you're building things. That's what I'm getting with your financial foundations are being built. It's like slow and steady wins the race. You have to surrender. You've got to be patient. Take it one step at a time. This isn't about windfalls or big financial, like quick financial gains. This is about building something so that you've got steady income, steady growing income. And it's about surrender. So I'm really feeling, Taurus, that this is something that you've asked for. You've asked for more money, and instead of wishing for a windfall to get that more money, you've like got a bit more real about it. And it's like, okay, if I want more money, I need to actually change something in my life. I need to work smarter, not harder, but smarter for it. I need to make some changes, and you've got yourself on board with that, and you're willing to do it one step at a time. You're willing to do what it takes. And so the surrender card has come out saying, look, you've already asked for it from the universe. Your higher self is leading you to that steady income flow, to more money, and it's just one step at a time. Firm foundations, you're building it up. Go the distance. Make decisions for long term, not for short term gains. Now, that's not to say if a short term opportunity comes up for money, you shouldn't take it. Absolutely take it, but don't let it distract you. If that happens, don't let it distract you from this long-term focus, this one step at a time, this thing that you're working towards slowly. It could be something like, Taurus, you're writing a book or something like that. It's like, keep going with that, because that book's going to make all the difference. Or like me, I'm working on these videos and everything for that long-term constant flow of new customers in. It's that kind of thing, and you've got to let go because you're already on track to that, and just keep on taking those steps. Don't get impatient with it, Taurus. Don't get depleted. Don't get disappointed that it hasn't happened yet. It actually has happened. If you notice, if I have a look at your money, track it, Taurus, because it actually is increasing, but it's slow and steady. It's slow and steady, one step at a time. So just let go of the push for that, because when you relax about it, when you surrender to it, and you realize that you are on that path, it's going to flow much easier, because you're not going to be resisting it. You're not going to be trying to make it happen. It is happening anyway, so you can relax. Taurus, what else have you got going on with your money? Service and respect. Right, so we get money through our work predominantly, don't we? And it's a service that we do. Whether you're in a service industry or not, you're always helping someone with whatever it is you're doing. You're helping someone, you're creating something to help someone. It's always being of service. Now, if you are respecting yourself, respecting that service that you give, valuing it, representing that value to other people, whether it's in a job or not, like telling your boss just how great the work is that you're doing, that kind of thing. Telling your customers just how great the service is that you offer. Not through like bragging or pretending or anything like that, or shouting loud about it, through this inner respect, this feeling of confidence, this self-respect, then that is going to translate into more money. So if you haven't been feeling like that, Taurus, that is the key to your financial gains in January. It's respecting the service that you do. It's seeing the value in it yourself, so that you're representing that value to other people, so that they can feel it too. You know? You can feel it. You go into a car So go into a used car dealership, and then go into a Porsche showroom and feel the difference in energy between those two, right? You're going to feel it. You're going to feel the value that's being represented in one of them, and you're going to feel the lack of it in another. That it's that kind of thing. It's you've got to hold that energy now. That's respect for your service and what it is that you offer. Hold it in high regard in your energy. It's not about the way that you're saying it. It's not about the stuff that you've got in your business or in your work. It's not about all of that. It's about the energy in your heart about it. That's what people pick up on, whether they know it or not. That's the important part of it. So you've got to start that. That is going to cause financial gain in January. Again, this slow and steady. This slow and steady. Once you're integrating that more, you believe yourself more once you step into this energy, and it's going to translate into money. You'll be surprised, Taurus. Wow, big things ahead for 2020, and it sounds like a good month for me because I'm Taurus too. Happy New Year, Taurus. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment on it about what you got out of that. I'd love to hear from you. Have an amazing January. I'll see you next time, Taurus. Bye.